Hello my soccer universe. Just for context, given on the background with all the national team scarves still present, I'm shooting this right after this very contentious unpacking of 3 Austrian club jerseys. 2 of them are main rivals to my team Lusk. However, this will post ahead of the second qualification round for the Champions League 25-26 because I have 2 jerseys in here, and yes, this parcel here suggests it has more in there, but there's only 1 jersey in there that are of teams that are participating in said second round of qualifying. In fact, I think they're even meeting each other, so that adds some to it. But I decided to put a few teams that are not from the 8 main leagues that I'm usually talking about on the background because, you know, qualifying is underway and I'm wearing Bode. I really hope the Bode will make it in the Champions League. I want to see Champions League being played north of the polar circle, and this was such a wonderful jersey to get, to be honest, that I decided, yeah, that's the one I should wear for this video. Now, I'm really hesitating whether I should go chronologically how I got these, or should I get with the more special jersey that was also a little bit cheaper a little bit later. But maybe let's start with the huge parcel. That's also a relatively contentious pickup. I think 5 years ago I never would have gotten this jersey. However, meanwhile I'm collecting, so we'll gotta have it. So, big parcel. I found this one on eBay while I was looking. I was watching also the Club World Cup a little bit. We'll see. Maybe it would be nice to have a jersey like that. And let's open it up. I'll let you have a look. Let's do it like that. What it is, there's a whole lot of paper in there. Oh, maybe I'm getting also the jersey also out here as well. You see already there's a little bit of white and red and so on. Yeah, this will be a theme for this unpacking, the white and the red. And if I show it to you like that, I guess you can have already a guess. This is, and again, not too unhappy for getting this. I found this on eBay and the seller was living in Linz. I was even contemplating, should I pick it up? But then I said, nah, it's gonna be a little bit too much driving around and, you know, figuring it out. Let's have it sent to me. But it meant that I bought it and the next day I had it. So sent it also quite fast. The jersey is Red Bull Salzburg 22-23, that's the last one that they won a championship in. And yeah, it has the typical hallmarks of a Red Bull jersey. I have the away jersey from the season before. The crest here is actually quite nice. It has some plasticity to it. You know, there's some, if you hear this is actually quite nicely done. I think the pattern is actually quite nice as well. The silver chevrons that point down, kind of a little bit, you know, knowing what's gonna happen. Salzburg is going down. Then we have here this patch, Red Bull logo switching with Fußball von morgen, football of tomorrow. Yeah, this is kind of their motto. And other than that, not really much happening. On the back, it's very ventilated. This is the player version as well. And it says, of course, Red Bulls. I mean, for Austria, Red Bull Salzburg jerseys are about as clean as they get because they have the financial might of Red Bull, so they don't need to put many sponsors on there. But what I also liked is it's new and with tags. It's that it's XL, you know, for the collection I mostly aim for XL. I'm not gonna wear this jersey, so if I would have found an L or something bigger, I would have been fine. Am I happy that I had to pay 30 for this one? Probably not. I would have liked to pay a little bit less, but given that it went all so fast and given what other people are selling the Salzburg jerseys for, I thought this is a good deal. I don't have a Salzburg home jersey, and I actually technically I have from the 90s and Austria Salzburg, but I have now made the decision, you know, I don't want to use this as a stand-in, and for the last season I never did. I don't want to use this as a stand-in for Red Bull Salzburg. I see personally now as a different club, and therefore, here you go. I have a white one. I was contemplating, should I get a red, white one or whatever, but you know, this is more or less the classic look, so let's have it. on purpose. I'm keeping it down here. I actually saw on Willhaben, so I got this off eBay, but I saw on Willhaben someone was selling for 40 euros the European jersey from the previous season. So it would have been a Puma jersey. It has this kind of beigey look on it, and I actually didn't really mind that one. I actually liked it, but I made an offer. I would not have paid 40. I made an offer. I think I went really low initially, 20. Was of course immediately rejected, but I said, oh, how about 30? You know, kind of meet a little bit in the middle and so on. And the guy sent me back an offer, 40. I said, nah, screw you. If you don't want to go down with the price just a little bit. And you know, I have been getting crazy offers like that as well. No, I did not offer 20. Maybe I offered 25 or 20 or 27, then I went to 30. And then I found this jersey. But yeah, I would have liked a European home jersey as well. I saw another one, but that seemed a little bit off to me, you know, sponsor damage. So that one's that. And so there we go. Now, let's look at the other jersey. I can't believe that I found this one for 15 euros and has been hanging around for a while. I mean, there's not a huge demand for jerseys like these in Austria, and yes, I had to pre-open this one already for the simple reason that I had to have the seller get the money, and you have to do this within a certain time. So I have it already pre-opened. It also makes the unpacking video a little bit quicker, but I got it quite quickly back again. I want to show you this. What team could that be? I'll take it out. It is a Kappa jersey. A Kappa jersey, I think from 2010, and it's quite elasticated. And what's even better, we have here Kappa logos. It's a long sleeve, and you know, typical Kappa stretchy, which is already something that I like, and I can very well imagine wearing this jersey. From what I checked when I took it out the first time, this seems to be an original. The tags and everything check out. There are no marks on them. I think here's the tag. So that was a little worry of mine, although this tag looks also, I have to say, a little bit rudimentary here. But I think it checks out. Now, which team, red and white? You know, this is a team from far north. Not as far north as this one, but it is, voila, da-da-da-da-da, Brandbergen. Wow, I have a second Norwegian team. Who thought that within a few months I get club jerseys for two Norwegian teams? This one I had to pay a full price. This one here, I'm very pleased to say, 15 euros. No, I actually made an offer for 10 euros, and then with shipping I got 15 euros. So I'm really pleased. And Brann, when you see the unpacking of this Bordeaux jersey, Brann was only one of two other Norwegian teams that I thought I want to add to the collection. Actually, we'll talk about it in a bit. There are actually three teams, but Brann was kind of high up. But why? I'll tell you that once I hang up this jersey. So before I tell you the story, I checked this one out, of course. What season could this be? Footy Helens is 2010-11, I think was that one. It had a few more sponsors, so that I have it sponsorless is actually pretty cool. I'm a little bit taken aback that there's nothing inside of the collar, but I'm gonna let it slide. I didn't spend too much money. It really seems to be an original jersey, and I'm fine with that. Could be trainings wear, potentially, but I have a Brann jersey. Why is Brann so special? Well, when I was having my first real job after graduating from the university in South Carolina, got my first job in North Carolina, and on my first day I met another new colleague that started with me. He was about 10 years my senior, but we got quickly talking because he also had a very European background. His origin is from Norway, and he studied in Norway. He actually studied in Bergen, and there he became a huge fan not only of soccer but of Brandbergen in particular. So I always thought, yeah, if I have the chance to get one, it would be nice. And so I'm really pleased to have, it's a memory that I have of him. You know, contact has been lost. It's difficult to keep up contact across the pond, but I always fondly remember my times when he was my best friend right there. And now I have a Brandbergen jersey as well, and you know, this is for you, Brett. Brandbergen, I will always remember you when I look at this jersey. I hope you see this video, and if not, we'll see. We have to try to catch up with him again. And now what adds to that is that of course Salzburg play against Brambergen in the Champions League qualification, and while for Austria I actually would prefer that Salzburg make it really far, there is a part of me that would like to have Brambergen move on. I seem to have a much closer emotional connection with them than I have for Salzburg, which is a team that I usually do not like, but in Europe you have to even root for teams that you don't like all that much. Now I said there are two more Norwegian teams that I would like to have. I mean, the first one would be Lillestrøm. Why Lillestrøm? Yeah, well, my favorite player of the 90s for LASK was Geir Frigård. He came from Lillestrøm. He is, I think, back in the management of Lillestrøm and so on. So, and his LSK, LASK. So kind of this connection, I think, is something that's really nice, but especially because of him. And then the other one, and that's more for me a collection goal, I would like to have, you know, LASK's best European season was 2019-20, and I would like to have every jersey that they played against. I have the Sporting away jersey, I have the PSV away jersey. I would like to have one Rosenborg jersey from that season. Otherwise, Rosenborg was never really my team all that much, although my company has an office in Trondheim, and I had some dealings with the Trondheimers, really nice people. But have you ever met a unfriendly Norwegian? Not me, never happened. So no, it was always something up there. That I have two Norwegian club jerseys now in my collection is something that I could not have foreseen. This was not on my radar, but it worked out this way, and I have two Norwegian jersey before I even have my first Turkish jersey, which I thought should be the next league to focus on. Well, did not quite happen. In any case, please let me know, what do you think about these two particular jerseys here? We have Red Bull Salzburg, we have Brambergen. Yay, I'm really happy about that one. That's a sensational jersey, if you were to ask me. In any case, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like these, and I will talk to you soon about more things in my soccer universe. Bye! Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, here are some videos and playlists that you may enjoy too. Also, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit the little bell icon so you get notified whenever something happens in my soccer universe. And with that, have a wonderful day. Bye!